Have you ever pondered on what truly makes us happy? It's a question as old as time, wrapped in the enigma of human existence. Happiness, an elusive and subjective concept, varies from person to person. For some, it's a slice of chocolate cake, for others, it's a peaceful solitude. Yet, regardless of our individual definitions, we're all united in this universal quest for happiness. But did you know, this age-old question has piqued the interest of scientists too? It turns out science has some fascinating insights on happiness. Do you know our brain plays a key role in our happiness? Let's dive into the fascinating world of neurotransmitters, those tiny chemical messengers that run the show in our brains. Two of the main stars in our happiness production are dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine, often known as the reward chemical, gives us that rush of satisfaction when we achieve a goal. On the other hand, serotonin, the mood stabilizer, helps in maintaining our overall sense of well-being and happiness. Now you might be wondering how to boost these happy chemicals in your brain. That's where physical activity and a healthy lifestyle come into play. Regular exercise, for instance, can stimulate the release of dopamine and serotonin, leading to an improved mood. Similarly, a balanced diet, rich in nutrients, can also contribute to maintaining optimum levels of these neurotransmitters. So, a happy brain often means a happy you. And remember, your brain is in your hands, make it a happy one. Ever wondered if there's a formula to happiness? Well, it turns out there just might be, according to psychologist Sonia Lyubomirsky. She proposes a happiness formula that suggests our happiness is made up of three key components. The first component is our genetics, which accounts for about 50% of our happiness. Yes, you heard it right. A significant part of our ability to feel happiness is predetermined by our genes. But don't let that discourage you, because the rest of the formula is where things get really interesting. The second component, and the one we have the most control over, is our actions and mindset. Lyubomirsky suggests that a whopping 40% of our happiness is within our control. This means that our everyday actions, the decisions we make, and the thoughts we entertain have a profound impact on our level of happiness. Whether it's choosing to practice gratitude, taking time for self-care, or adopting a positive mindset, we have the power to significantly influence our own happiness. Lastly, only 10% of our happiness, according to this formula, depends on our circumstances. That includes factors like income, where we live, or our job. While these things can certainly influence our happiness, they have the least impact compared to our genetics and our actions. So, the power to be happy is largely in our hands. It's a comforting thought, isn't it? To know that, despite our circumstances or genetic predisposition, we still have a significant say in our own happiness. Are relationships the key to happiness? It's a question that's been pondered by philosophers, poets, and psychologists alike. The answer, according to a growing body of research, seems to be a resounding yes. Several studies suggest that strong social connections and healthy relationships contribute significantly to happiness. It's not just about the quantity of our social interactions, but the quality of these connections that truly matters. Take, for instance, the Harvard study of adult development. This study, one of the longest running of its kind, tracked the lives of hundreds of individuals over several decades. It found that those with stronger relationships were happier and healthier than those who were more isolated. The study's conclusion was clear. Our relationships, our connections with others, play a significant role in our long-term happiness. So it turns out that the secret to happiness might not be a secret after all. It's all about connections, about relationships. So investing in relationships might be a good strategy for happiness. So what have we learned about the science of happiness? We've unraveled that our brains play a pivotal role in our quest for happiness, with certain regions and neurotransmitters actively contributing to our feelings of joy and contentment. We've also discovered the happiness formula, a fascinating equation that combines our genetics, our circumstances, and most importantly, our intentional activities. This formula indicates that we have more control over our happiness than we might think. Furthermore, we've explored the significant role that relationships play in our happiness. Our connections with others can serve as a powerful source of happiness, enriching our lives with shared experiences and mutual support. In essence, the science of happiness isn't just about understanding what makes us happy. It's about using that knowledge to actively pursue joy in our daily lives, to cultivate our happiness intentionally. Remember, happiness is not just a state, but a process, and science can help us navigate this journey better.